Anne Owen. Beautiful drawing. You get the gold star of the week here. Very nice. Love the modeling and the softness. Pretty good likeness too. Good structure. Pretty, impressive mouth. I guess I always, when I start to get a little bit heavier on the critique side, it's like the first thing I go towards is the mouth. There's always something wrong with it. But it just reads well. It reads beautifully. We could always tinker away with something a little more, but very beautiful. Very nice. Cool. Well, I'm always going to say something, right? So let's get down to it. We're here for critiques, right? Okay. But anyways, very very nice. The only thing I would say, or I'll probably say more than only, but in terms of a underdrawing rather than a just a beautiful drawing. One other nice thing, you're really managing the gesso board well. I don't remember you managing it quite as good as you are here the first time around, and that just goes to show you that you stick with something and you do a little bit better with it, right? Anyways, but as an underdrawing, one thing I would do is that's probably a little dark right there. Is just kind of make it a little more graphic, and so the outlining, it's okay to just do a little bit more of it, which is something that is not normally taught in painting class. Finding those outlines, but you really want them to survive when you put the wash over it, the eboche. And so, whenever somebody has a really beautiful, subtle drawing, I always say, hey, keep in mind we're going to paint over this sucker. So, it's okay to just make it stronger with its outlining, with its graphic presence. And there's also something interesting, I think, that happens. At least for me, there was kind of a gap sometimes when you're making something beautiful and subtle. Sometimes you don't have that highly committed outlining that would happen if you really had to ink it in. Like, I'm not a tattoo artist, but I think this is how it goes for tattoo artists, right? They really get in there and they ink that thing in. They really find those boundaries. And so there's a level of commitment that a lot of painters don't have. And I have it more now than I ever have, because I think in oil painting there's always this measure of doubt. Like, well, I know it looks good, but we're gonna get some color on there. It's gonna get all messed up. Oh, okay. So the thing is, the outline. See the clarity of that. That is gonna do better when we eboche over it, right? So let me. I mean, your drawing's already nice, right? So when we put on color or something, if if I do that, that's going to survive. Even if I press down pretty good, it's still there, right? If I press down pretty good with color, it's still kind of there. Whereas if I take away that outlining, it starts to, we'd probably be okay, but I think it's nicer when you really have definition. Plus, you get that level of commitment that I think is really exciting, and it just kind of shifts the way you think about each little form. Like, you're really digging in and trying to find the real clear answers to those things. So especially in the features, but just also, whatever other boundaries you can find, I think it's a good thing, especially for the eboche. Okay, so that means the neck, it means, down in here, it even means the shirt, just trying to find better, clearer boundaries. The eyes, a little sharper and darker there. Let's see, anything else? If there's any, good enough for government work here, right? Maybe a little further down on the eyebrow, a little lower on that one too. Maybe develop this eye a little bit more clearly. You know, I love ears and nobody else does. Wouldn't mind. I know that there's almost nothing there. Why even bother? But, you know, a couple of clearer boundaries might keep it from just looking like a nub, you know, which is our normal MO. Oh, I don't know. I don't want to draw that ear. I'll just make a nub. So maybe a little something there would be nice. And then maybe lastly, now this might sound a little more nebulous, but maybe instead of just like sprigs on a, you know, artificial Christmas tree or something like that, see if we can have some rhythm to the outside. Sorry to make fun, artificial Christmas tree. You know what? The insults are the ones that stick. You remember them. So sometimes I poke fun just so people remember. Oh, yeah, it can't look like an artificial Christmas tree. You don't remember 1,000 compliments, but you'll remember the artificial Christmas tree. You know, like an artificial Christmas tree just has like these little shrubs off of the spokes. It doesn't have any rhythm and silhouette, and you know, I guess they're getting better and better these days. But so what I'm trying to say is, can we kind of find some more interesting type of feeling up here, even if you gotta make it up or something, but just like more of a shape. I know that there is the feeling of artificial Christmas tree, but that's no excuse for us. We're artists. We gotta make it. We gotta bring the mojo. We gotta make it exciting. And so, you know, sometimes if I'm forming this hair and I want it to be an interesting shape, I will fuss over this silhouette forever and ever, and it's just like, oh my goodness, I don't even know what it's supposed to look like. But when you get it, it gives structure and something exciting to where it's not just the texture of the hair, but there's something really beautiful to it as well. This also might be something that is more in the painting world than the drawing world, but maybe trying to separate like where is the shadow? You know, I know that on black hair, light and shadow is a little tricky, but there's more shadow there and there's more shadow in here, and then there's a couple of random pieces. But you know, the light's coming from the top right, and so it does make sense that, you know, the back part of the hair is a little bit darker, and the front, you know, there's like a little you know, alcove in there, a little cove that creates darkness. So just a little more structure to the light on the hair and a little more silhouette. Other than that, Anne, fantastic drawing. Glad to have you back, and I'll see you Saturday.